I was struck by this first reading as we hear as the children of Israel, they've now escaped from Egypt and now they're preparing to go through this Red Sea. But of course, we know the end of the story. We've seen Charlton Heston. We know how, the sea comes up and divides in two, but they don't. Moses has some inkling, but the children of Israel, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know that God is going to be able to split the sea in two and they can walk through on dry land. They just know what they see. And they see a huge army coming with chariots and charioteers and swords and all manner of things. And here they are, defenseless, with nowhere to run. They've got the sea to their back. And they're afraid. And Moses is saying, but don't be afraid. Did you not see what God did in Egypt? Do not be afraid. God will take care of you. He is faithful to you. And this can be in our lives too. We don't see the end of the story. We don't know the rest of our lives, how they're going to play out. And the struggles that we go through in our life, we can sometimes get afraid. And the Lord says, be not afraid. That He says, I will take care of you. Even if it means going through that Red Sea, going down into the sea, which is a symbol of baptism, right? And we use this, on the Easter Vigil, we have this reading as they go into the Red Sea, and it's wide. They pick it out because we have to use that reading on the Easter Vigil. Of all the readings that we can do, we have 7 options. We have to always do that reading because it's a sign, a symbol of baptism as we move into the baptism of those newly baptized Catholics on the Easter Vigil. And we go down into death and come and rise again. And even when we're at the end of our lives and we're struggling, maybe it's the sufferings of sickness and illness or whatever, and the Lord says, don't be afraid. Death is not the end. Don't you know that I have something incredible in store for you? Why are you afraid to enter into my arms? The transition for those of us who embrace God's mercy into His arms is easy. Moving up to that transition may be difficult in our sufferings in our bodies and stuff. But the saints tell us that transition into His arms is easy. Yeah, maybe we have to undergo some purification or whatever, but into His arms, it's not something to be afraid of. And yet, we can be afraid. And the Lord says, even if you can't see what's coming, even if you can't see beyond the horizon, trust that I am taking care of you. May we entrust ourselves into the hands of the Lord, knowing that He will take care of everything, allowing Him to embrace us, to hold us up, and to let us hear those words of the Lord. He says, do not be afraid.